Another year just ended, and if you're being honest with yourself, you're still in the same place, still making excuses, still waiting for the right moment, still surviving instead of living, still letting the younger version of you down, the one who had dreams, the one who believed in you, the one who thought by now you'd be someone. And here's what kills me. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You can feel them watching you, that younger you, waiting, hoping, wondering when you're finally going to stop pretending and start becoming. And if you're seeing this, 2026 is your year. Not because I'm making a prediction, but because you've run out of excuses. You've run out of time. You've run out of years to waste, promising yourself that next year will be different. This is that year, and everything changes now. You know what your younger self did that you don't even remember? They buried a time capsule somewhere, deep inside you, back when they still believed, back when they still had dreams that felt real, back before the world told them to be realistic, to play it safe, to settle for less. They took everything they hoped you'd become, everything they dreamed you'd achieve, everything they believed was possible, and they buried it deep, where it would be safe, where it would wait. And they made you a promise. They said, one day, when I'm older, when I'm ready, I'm going to dig this up, I'm going to open it, and I'm going to become everything inside. But you never did. You've been walking past that spot for years, decades maybe, knowing exactly where it is, feeling its presence every time you're alone with your thoughts. But you never stopped. You never dug. Because you were scared. Scared of what you'd find. Scared of the disappointment. Of realizing you became nothing like what's inside. Scared that opening it would mean you'd have to finally do something about it. So you kept walking past, year after year, promising yourself, next year, when things are better, next year, when I'm ready, next year, when the timing is right. But next year never came. Until now. Let me tell you something that's gonna hurt. Your younger self is still waiting. They're still down there, in that time capsule, believing in you. They haven't given up. They're not disappointed yet. Because in their mind, you're still coming. You're still gonna dig them up. You're still going to honor what they buried. They don't know you've been walking past them every single day for years. They don't know you've been too scared, too comfortable, too conditioned to be realistic, to become who they dreamed you'd be. And here's the part that should terrify you. There's coming a day, a moment, where even they give up, where even that younger version stops waiting, stops believing, stops holding space for you to finally show up. And when that happens, something inside you dies. The part of you that still believes you could be more, the part that still had dreams, the part that made you you. That's the part that's been keeping you alive all these years. And you're about to lose it, unless you do something different this year. Because here's the truth nobody wants to admit. You're not surviving. You're dying slowly. Every day you wake up and choose the safe path, the comfortable path, the path that doesn't ask you to become anything more than what you already are. You're dying. Every time you say, I'll start next week, next month, next year, you're dying. Every time you choose to live the life you're living instead of building the life you're capable of, you're dying. And your younger self, they're dying with you. That time capsule is still there, but it's getting harder to find, buried deeper under years of excuses, years of playing small, years of choosing everyone else over yourself. And if you don't dig it up this year, it might be too late. Not because the universe closes doors, but because you will. You'll bury it so deep, pile so much dirt on top, convince yourself so thoroughly that those dreams were childish, unrealistic, impossible, that you'll forget where you buried it. And then, it's over. Not your life, but the life you were supposed to live. So let me ask you something. What's inside your time capsule? What did your younger self bury that you've been too scared to look at? Because I already know. It's the version of you that doesn't settle. The version that doesn't shrink to make others comfortable. The version that chooses themselves first. The version that builds instead of just survives. The version that wakes up every morning and asks, what would the me who already has everything I want do today? And then does it. That version is in there, waiting. And 2026 is the year you stop walking past them and finally dig them up. Not someday, not when you're ready, not when the timing is perfect. Now, today, this year. Because the perfect time isn't coming. The perfect time is the lie you tell yourself to avoid the hard work. The perfect time was 5 years ago. The second best time, right now. Everything you've been through up to this moment, every failure, every heartbreak, every disappointment, every time life knocked you down and you stood back up, it wasn't punishing you. It was preparing you for this year, for this decision, for this moment where you finally stop surviving and start living. Living isn't waking up and going through the motions. Living is waking up and embodying the version of you that already has what you want. Living is making choices from that place. Living is moving through your day as them, not as the person who's still waiting to become them. You don't wait to become, you become by being. And your younger self, they're not asking you to have it all figured out. They're not asking you to be perfect. They're asking you to try. They're asking you to finally choose yourself, to build the life you want instead of the life everyone else needs from you, to take one step on the uncertain path, even if it scares you, to honor what they buried, even if you fear you're not the person they imagined. Because every day you choose to stay small, so others feel comfortable, you betray them. Every day you choose the safe road because the unknown is frightening, you let them down. And they deserved better. They deserved a you that fought for them, a you that honored them, a you that became the proof that dreams aren't only for children. So here's what happens this year. You dig up the capsule, you open it, you look at what's inside, and then you make a choice. Close it, bury it deeper, and keep walking like nothing changed, or honor it, become it, and finally make them proud. Because when you choose differently, you don't just change your life, you change your family's life. You change the trajectory of the next generation. Your kids learn dreams aren't just bedtime stories. Your friends remember the versions of themselves they buried. Your family sees it's not too late. You become the evidence that transformation is real, that becoming is possible, that 2026 can be different, but only if you make it different. So if this is landing, if you're feeling that pull, that recognition, that whisper from the younger you saying, please, finally dig me up, then do this one thing. Go to the comments and type 5 words. I'm digging it up now. No explanation, no essay, just the commitment. Because when you declare it publicly, your nervous system hears it, your younger self hears it, the universe hears it, and everything begins organizing around your decision. And if you know someone who's been walking past their own time capsule, share this with them. Ask them to declare it too. Because we don't do this alone. We do this together. And 2026 is the year we stop letting our younger selves down. If this resonated, subscribe, so we can keep walking this path together. And if super thanks feels right, every bit helps me create content that matters. Not content that just fills space, but real talk, you being here, present, listening, reflecting. I never take that for granted. Thank you, truly. Because the world is loud. It moves fast. It doesn't pause for emotional check-ins. It doesn't ask if you're okay. It doesn't reward honesty. It rewards performance. And yet, here you are, choosing to listen to something that actually stirs your soul instead of just scrolling past another distraction. That means something. That means you're not numb. That means there's still a pulse of awareness left in you. A part of you that knows you were meant for more, even if you haven't acted on it yet. A part of you that hasn't completely surrendered to autopilot existence. A part of you that still turns around sometimes, looks at your reflection in the mirror, and quietly asks, is this really it? Now one last question, and I want you to really sit with this. Not answer quickly, not brush past it, not turn it into poetic theory. I want you to feel it. If your younger self could see you right now, the younger version of you, not the polished social media version, Not the masked up adult who smiles through exhaustion. Not the "I'm fine" you. The real younger you. The one who once looked at life with fire in their eyes. The one who still thought the world could be bent by passion, shaped by effort, conquered by belief. The one who carried dreams that didn't sound logical, but felt magical. The one who believed success was inevitable if they worked hard enough. The one who didn't yet know the taste of repeated disappointment. The one who trusted themselves before the world taught them to doubt. If they stood in front of you today, watching your daily routine, your muted ambitions, your delayed plans, your careful steps, your calibrated expectations, your hesitation to leap, what would they honestly feel? Would they be proud? Would they see resilience and think, wow, you survived storms I never imagined. You carried us through pain. You stood even when you shook. I respect that. Or would they struggle to recognize you? Would they tilt their head, confused by how small you've learned to play? Would they wonder why you negotiate with life now, instead of charging at it? Would they whisper, when did you start treating your potential like a secret instead of a mission? Would they ask why your voice became quieter even as your body became older? Would they wonder why you're more afraid of failing now than you were afraid of dreaming then? Would they see even a glimmer of who they believed you'd become? Or would they be disappointed? Not because you failed, but because you stopped trying to succeed at the scale they imagined for you. Because the heartbreaking truth is this: they're still in there, waiting, hoping, believing that one day you'll remember them. They haven't left. They haven't evaporated. They haven't been erased by your age. They haven't been silenced by your responsibilities. They exist in that quiet tug in your chest when you see someone living the life you once envisioned. They exist in the sting you feel when another year ends and you realize you talked more than you built. They exist in that sudden emotional choke when you hear a song you once associated with your future and it now sounds like a memory instead of a prophecy. They exist in the ache of almost and not yet. They buried a time capsule, not in the earth, but in you. And it contains everything you once swore you'd become. Every ambition you spoke out loud before embarrassment edited your vocabulary. Every goal you treated like destiny before adulthood turned you cautious. Every version of you that was bold, curious, fearless, expressive, relentless, hungry for life, impatient for greatness, allergic to mediocrity, the "I'll figure it out" you, the "I won't give up" you, the "I deserve more than average" you, the "I refuse to die without becoming myself" you. And you've walked past it for years. Not because you forgot, but because you were scared to open it and realize you drifted away from the blueprint. But this is that year. This is that moment. This is that decision. 2026 is your year. Not because the universe randomly selected you for a cinematic glow-up montage, but because you're finally choosing yourself. Finally acknowledging that waiting isn't preparation, it's surrender disguised as patience. Finally understanding that safety isn't survival, it's slow suffocation when overused. Finally realizing that becoming isn't a moment you arrive at, it's a series of decisions you stop running from. So stop surviving, start living, stop waiting, start building, stop circling the capsule, dig it up, open it, and become everything inside. Not perfectly, not dramatically, not cinematically at first, but honestly, messily if needed, awkwardly if required, slowly if necessary, but forward. Because forward is the only apology your younger self accepts. Not words, not emotions, not spiritual monologues, motion. Your younger self is watching, not to shame you, but to witness their return, not to mock you, but to see if you still have the guts to resurrect them, not to pressure you, but to whisper one last instruction: make me proud, not by winning, but by finally trying again.